What if I told you that one of the most powerful cleaning compounds ever discovered was sitting in your grandmother's laundry room in 1952, and that by 1975, it had nearly vanished from American homes entirely, not because it stopped working, because it worked too well. My name is Franny. I have been keeping a house on less than most people spend on groceries since 1971. And the one thing I keep coming back to, the one thing I have never once stopped using, is a white powder in a green box that most of you have probably walked right past in the cleaning aisle without giving it a second look. Borax, sodium tetraborate, 20 Mule Team stuff your great-grandmother kept on the shelf next to her flour and her salt. And today I am counting down 21 things you can do with it that the detergent industry spent a lot of money making sure you forgot. Stay until the very end. Because number one is going to change how you think about the air in your own home. And I mean that. Before we start, I want to be straight with you. Borax is not for everything. It is not safe around very young children or pets who might get into it directly. I am going to tell you exactly where it works, exactly where it does not, and exactly how much to use. Because I would rather you trust me than be impressed by me. Now, let me tell you what happened. In the 1950s, the average American housewife used maybe 4 or 5 cleaning products. Borax was one of them. Washing soda was another. Lye soap, white vinegar, salt. That was largely it. Houses were clean. Clothes lasted decades, and nobody was spending $200 a month at the store to keep it that way. Then something changed. The post-war chemical industry had surplus compounds and new manufacturing capacity. Procter & Gamble and Colgate and a dozen other companies began flooding the market with synthetic detergents. Tide came out in 1946. By 1953, it had outsold every soap product in America. These companies did not just sell products, they sold the idea that the old ways were primitive. That borax was a relic, that if your grandmother used it, that was because she did not know better. She knew better. Number 21, laundry booster. Add half a cup of borax to your regular wash load and your detergent works harder. Here is what actually happens at the chemical level. Borax raises the pH of your wash water, which makes your detergent more effective at breaking down oils and proteins. It also softens water by binding to magnesium and calcium ions, which are the minerals that make detergent less effective in hard water areas. Half a cup. That is all. Your clothes come out brighter, your detergent goes further, and you have just cut your laundry product cost by somewhere between 30 and 50%. Number 20, toilet bowl cleaner. Sprinkle a quarter cup of borax into the bowl, let it sit for 30 minutes. Scrub. That is the whole method. The borax works by disrupting the biofilm that stains attached to. It does not bleach the bowl white. What it does is make the surface hostile to the bacteria and mineral deposits that cause staining in the first place. If you do it once a week, you will almost never need anything stronger. Number 19, mold and mildew on grout. Mix 1 cup of borax with 2 cups of warm water. Apply it to the grout with an old toothbrush. Do not rinse it off. Let it dry in place. This is the part most people get wrong. Rinsing removes the borax before it can do its job. The borax needs to dry onto the surface, so it leaves a mineral residue that mold cannot colonize. Give it 24 hours before you wipe the surface down. You will see the difference within a week of doing this twice. Number 18, dishwasher booster. Add 2 tablespoons of borax to the bottom of your dishwasher before you run it. Not in the soap compartment, on the floor of the machine. It raises the wash water pH the same way it does in laundry, which cuts through grease on your dishes more effectively. This was standard practice before dishwasher pods existed. Specific brands charge you $14 for a 30-count box of pods. 2 tablespoons of borax cost you about 11 cents. Number 17, refrigerator deodorizer. Wipe the inside of your refrigerator with a solution of 1 tablespoon of borax dissolved in 1 quart of warm water. Dry it with a clean cloth. Borax neutralizes the acidic compounds that cause food odors instead of just masking them the way baking soda does. Baking soda absorbs some odors. Borax actually neutralizes them at the molecular level. Your refrigerator will smell like nothing, which is exactly what a refrigerator should smell like. Number 16, mattress refresh. Sprinkle borax lightly over a bare mattress. Work it in with a damp cloth. Let it dry completely, then vacuum it up. Your mattress collects dead skin cells, dust mite waste, and moisture over time. Borax disrupts the environment that dust mites need to survive. It also deodorizes. This was a routine part of spring cleaning in homes before 1960. Mattresses lasted 30 years. Today, the average mattress is replaced in 8. I am not saying borax is the only reason, but I am saying it is not a coincidence either. Number 15, ant barrier. Mix equal parts borax and powdered sugar. Place it in small, shallow dishes near the points where ants are entering your home. Do not place it where children or pets can reach it directly. Here is the science. Worker ants carry the borax sugar mixture back to the colony as food. The borax interferes with the ant's digestive system slowly enough that the worker reaches the colony before dying. This kills the queen and the colony from the inside. It takes 5 to 7 days. Pest control companies charge $60 to $90 a visit for a treatment that uses a synthetic version of this same mechanism. Your cost is under $1. Number 14, roach elimination. Same principle, slightly different mixture. Combine 1 part borax with 1 part white flour and 1 part powdered sugar. Roll into small balls about the size of a marble. Place them behind appliances, under sinks, and along baseboards. Do not put them anywhere accessible to children or animals. The flour gives it texture roaches are drawn to. The sugar brings them in. The borax does what it does. Replace the balls every 5 days until the activity stops. This method was documented in agricultural extension bulletins in the 1920s. It disappeared from consumer advice somewhere around 1960, right around the time commercial exterminating services began expanding aggressively. Number 13, carpet stain treatment. Dissolve half a cup of borax in 2 cups of warm water. Apply it to the stain, let it sit for 30 minutes, then blot it up with a clean cloth. Do not scrub. Scrubbing pushes the stain deeper into the carpet fiber, blotting pulls it out. Borax breaks down the proteins in organic stains, which is why it works on pet accidents, food spills, and mud better than most commercial carpet sprays. Rinse with clean water and blot dry. For old set-in stains, apply the solution and cover it with a clean towel for 2 hours before blotting. Number 12, garbage disposal cleaner. Pour half a cup of borax down your garbage disposal and let it sit for 15 minutes before running the water. The borax deodorizes and breaks down the organic buildup on the grinding mechanism and the rubber splash guard. That black slime that builds up under the splash guard is a biofilm. Borax disrupts it. Run cold water and the disposal for 30 seconds after. Do this once a week, and your disposal will not develop that smell that most people assume is just a permanent feature of having one. Number 11, fabric softener replacement. Add half a cup of borax to the rinse cycle of your wash. It softens fabric by neutralizing the mineral ions that make fabric feel stiff after washing. This is exactly what commercial fabric softener does, using a synthetic compound that costs you considerably more per load and leaves a coating on fabric that reduces absorbency over time. Borax does not leave a coating. Your towels will actually absorb water better, not less. Number 10, outdoor furniture cleaner. Mix 2 tablespoons of borax with 1 tablespoon of dish soap and 1 quart of warm water. Apply it to plastic, resin, or painted metal outdoor furniture with a sponge. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then rinse. It removes the gray oxidation film that builds up on outdoor furniture exposed to UV and rain. Commercial outdoor furniture cleaners are essentially doing the same thing with a fragrance added and a brand name on the bottle. Number 9, weevil and pantry moth prevention. Wipe your pantry shelves with a borax solution before you store grains, flour, or dried beans. Let it dry completely before placing food containers on the surface. Weevils and pantry moths lay eggs on surfaces and in food packaging. Borax creates a residual surface that disrupts their reproductive cycle. This was a standard step in farmhouse pantry maintenance before sealed plastic containers existed. Old cookbooks from the 1910s and 1920s describe it directly. By the 1960s, this practice had been replaced by the suggestion to simply buy new food when infested and throw the old away. Number 8, rust prevention on tools. Wipe metal tools with a diluted borax solution after cleaning them and before storing them. The borax leaves a thin alkaline residue on the metal surface that slows oxidation. This is a long-practiced method among woodworkers and farmers who kept tools for generations. It does not work as well in extremely humid climates. If you are in a high humidity environment, you will still want to oil your tools. But in a dry climate, the borax treatment alone adds measurable life to your tools between uses. Number 7, weed control in cracks. Mix 10 ounces of borax with 2.5 gallons of water and apply it to weeds growing in cracks in concrete, driveways, and sidewalks. Borax is toxic to most plants at this concentration because boron disrupts cellular metabolism in plant tissue. Do not use it in your garden soil or near plants you want to keep. It persists in soil for a period of time after application. But for hardscape cracks, it is effective, it biodegrades, and it costs a fraction of commercial herbicide. Number 6, swimming pool pH stabilizer. Borax can be used as an alternative to baking soda for raising the pH in a swimming pool. It raises pH without significantly affecting total alkalinity, which means you can get more precise control over water chemistry with less chemical use overall. Pool supply companies do not advertise this. The cost difference per season for a standard residential pool is between $40 and $100 in your favor. Number 5, wool and delicate fabric wash. Dissolve a small amount of borax in cool water and use it to hand wash wool, cashmere, and silk. Borax is gentle on protein fibers at low concentrations and prevents the odor that develops when these fabrics are stored. It was used in Edwardian-era laundry manuals specifically for fine fabrics. Modern dry clean only labels exist, partly because cleaning companies established a legal framework around the idea that you cannot safely clean these items at home. For most everyday wool and cashmere, you can. Number 4, humidifier maintenance. Add a tablespoon of borax to your humidifier's water reservoir. It inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria in the water tank, which is the source of that musty smell that some humidifiers develop. It does not affect the humidity output. It does not aerosolize in any harmful way at this concentration. It simply keeps the reservoir clean between deep cleanings. Replace the water and add fresh borax every 3 days. Number 3, septic system maintenance. Borax is one of the few cleaning compounds that is genuinely safe to use in homes on septic systems. Most commercial antibacterial cleaners kill the beneficial bacteria in your septic tank that break down waste. Borax cleans surfaces without disrupting the bacterial balance in your system. If you are on a septic system and using antibacterial everything, you may be shortening the life of your system by years. Borax is listed by many septic professionals as a preferred cleaning product. You will not hear that in the commercial cleaning aisle. Number 2, fire ant mound treatment. Pour a diluted borax solution, about 3 tablespoons per gallon of warm water, directly into a fire ant mound. The borax is carried through the tunnels and disrupts the colony over a period of 4 to 7 days. It is not as fast as commercial fire ant killer. But commercial fire ant killer contains compounds that persist in soil and groundwater for months. Borax breaks down. If you have children or animals who use your yard, the persistence of what you put in the ground matters. And number 1, indoor air quality and mold prevention. Here is the thing nobody told you about the air in your home. Mold does not just grow on surfaces. It produces mycotoxins that circulate in the air, and the surfaces in most modern homes, drywall, carpet backing, ceiling tiles, are far more hospitable to mold than the plaster and hardwood that older homes were built with. Washing hard surfaces in your home, your bathroom tiles, your basement walls, your under-sink cabinets with a borax solution and allowing it to dry without rinsing removes the surface biofilm mold attaches to and leaves a residual alkaline layer that prevents regrowth. This is the use that the chemical industry had the most to gain from suppressing, because if you understood how well borax worked as a preventive mold treatment, you would buy a $4 box instead of a $60 mold spray. Independent environmental researchers have confirmed the antifungal properties of borax in peer-reviewed literature for decades. It is not a secret. It is just not something companies are motivated to tell you. Your grandmother knew this. She kept a box in the laundry room and a box under the sink, and she did not think twice about it. It was just part of how you kept a house. If this gave you something useful today, something you are going to actually try this weekend, hit that like button right now, because this kind of research takes real time and tells the algorithm that practical knowledge like this deserves to be seen by people who need it. And drop in the comments below. Which of these 21 uses are you trying first? I want to know what state you are in and what you are dealing with, because some of these work better depending on your water and your climate, and I am happy to answer. We are just getting started. What they buried, we are going to dig back up.